Welcome to Cheleando con Encordando. Buenos días, Mexico. Good night, Europe. This podcast born to the desire to connect with great artists and to learn about their life, their experience in a relaxed and friendly way. So this is our third episode, but the first one in English. So, if you guys see us drinking more than the usual, it's because only for our English flows a little bit better. So today
we have a special guest. He's an awesome classical guitar player. Many of you know him. He's Andrea de Vitis. He's teacher right now in the Mozarteum in Salzburgo Conservatory, and he has played all over the world, including every place you can imagine in Europe, some places in Asia, in America, in Mexico. He has came here a couple of times.
Winner of more than 40 international competition prizes, including Guitar Masters, GFA, Pitaluga, Julian Arcas. He's a professor for guitar at the Mozarteum University. Wow.
He has recorded a lot of CDs, and he also published music. He likes to. I know his version of Chacona, for example. He has a couple of works from Bach and a couple of works on a lot of works of Tanzman. He has collaborated with Frederick Sigante for that Tanzman work, and he has done a lot. He's awesome, and we are very happy to welcome him.
He's a Dadario artist and plays guitars by Walter Berrerit and Hermann Hauser. So, welcome, Andrea. We're so happy to... no te vemos.
Ahí está.
Welcome, Andrea. How are you doing today?
Ciao, all good. I'm in Paris right now, enjoying the semester break in Salzburg. I'm preparing some concerts I have now in Portugal and Italy, and then I have a small tour in China and Japan. So it will be a busy period, but I'm very happy. And first of all, I'm very happy to see you and to share this chat with all the participants.
Great. Thank you.
Hey, Andrea, did you know what Cheleando means?
Cheleando, maybe chilling. No.
It's all like
well, chela is a beer in Mexico, so cheleando is drink it, the beer.
Drinking, the action of drinking.
The action of drinking it. So for the
honor, I have only my coffee.
To honor the podcast name.
And to get into the right mood.
Well, cheers.
We'll start with
cheers, everyone.
I have only my coffee, actually, but I mean, what would you expect from an Italian? So.
Okay.
What expect from Mexicans? Okay. Well, let's start with some questions. Si la audiencia tiene preguntas que quiere hacerle a Andrea, puede dejarlas en los comentarios. Pueden hacerla en español. Andrea, la verdad es que sí entiende bien español, aunque, bueno, quisimos hacer esto también en inglés, un poquito para que fluya más. Pero pueden ahí poner sus comentarios, ¿no? Entonces, vamos a empezar. Let's travel to the past with young Andrea. Well, I mean, you are young, no? but
younger.
Yeah. I mean, Andrea, at the first time, he fell in love to the guitar. So, what first drew you to the classical guitar?
Sorry, I didn't hear you for some seconds.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. The question is what first drew you to the guitar? What
Okay.
made you
Now,
fall in love with
okay,
it?
great. Well, I think was a coincidence because I was when I was very young. I mean, I was 5, 6 years old. I was actually trying to play a toy piano, so not a guitar at that moment. And I was like trying to improvise on TV themes and songs. So I was trying to transcribe and to play again with the piano. Then my parents told me, "Bah, why don't you go to take some lessons of piano?" So I went to a music school and I mean, I met some piano teachers, but I really fall in love with the guitar because of the variety of colors. So it was very easy for my first teacher of guitar, I mean, to really to hypnotize me with the sonority and with the possibility of colors and illusions
Oh,
that are the magic things of the classical guitar. So this was the story of my beginning, but then, of course, many things happen in life. So I also
Yeah.
decided to study law. So yeah, I have a degree in law, and actually, for some reasons, I did my guitar path, for example, competitions and some things like that, a bit late because at the same time I was studying law at the university.
wow.
So my path was, I mean, very particular, but I think it helped me somehow to focus on the music, to always find especially the joy of playing without having the stress and without being worried too much of the future because I did many things. I didn't focus on only one thing. And I think still today that even for students, this could be a nice idea not to be too stressed and too worried by the also the mess of the music world that we know and also to find the real joy and the real motivation inside of us.
Wow.
Oh.
So you are a lawyer.
Uh, Actually, not a lawyer, but I have the degree in law because, especially in Italy, to be lawyer, you need also a state exam, very
Okay. Yeah.
difficult one and very random one also. But yes, I had the final degree in law, so I studied a lot for that with a
Wow.
lot of coffee.
Wow. That's crazy. We didn't know that about you. That's crazy. It was the same years you were studying law and like in the music school and
Yes, was the moment in which I was still studying conservatoire. So let's say I finished the university and I was 26, 25, something like that. And so I had already the degree in the conservatoire in guitar. But then I started making some masterclass and meeting professors and doing competitions also just after the degree in law. So it was starting at 26 with the and then I didn't have any, let's say, any pressure because I had a plan B, let's say. And so I was focusing on
Brilliant.
competition even without believing too much in competition, which is still something that I really recommend doing everything, especially competition, without believing too much. And yes, then it worked for some reasons, and now I'm happy to not to be a lawyer.
wow, wow. So your first competition was after 2026.
Yes. I mean, not 2026, where after 26 years old. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, after
Yes.
26.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, not
Oh,
not too
even
early.
so, Andrea managed to won tons of competitions, and his prize list is amazing. And we want to ask you something about that. And Oh, sorry. I'm skipping a lot of questions, but we will get back. How 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 do you prepare mentally for the pressure and the well, actually, you just kind of asked a question, asked that, answered that. Uh, I didn't have the pressure. I had plan B. So that works all the way through all your competitions. Like being relaxed. I mean, I'm also I can be a lawyer. It's not a big deal for me.
Yeah, let's say it was partially this and partially also trying not to really to trust too much, to believe too much in the competition. I think especially today, after, I mean, I was competing 10 years ago, let's say, so it was already a different moment. I think maybe for my generation was still important doing competitions. But I think today, especially after COVID, something has changed. And also, let's say the young people now, I mean, we see a lot of very good young people. I mean, the level of the young players is raising and increasing, and also the number of good players. I mean, maybe not professional, but with a good people with a good level of playing is, I mean, very, very wide in all countries, in Europe, and in Mexico, in the US, in a lot of places. That's a bit of the situation that the piano had 20 years ago, let's say. So then it's difficult even to find to find a way into competitions because it's even too random. Let's say if the level, the general level is so high, I think. So that's why I think today the competitions are less crucial for a young player, but we need more chamber music, special projects with repertoire. So like creating your own repertoire, personalize your playing style, so a bit more creativity and not so much solo ideal of the performer. So I think that the solo today is a bit in crisis. But yes, just coming back to the competition idea, yes, I was thinking to relax also by focusing not so much on myself, but like listening myself. So trying to listen to my sound without thinking that I was producing the sound. So that's also something that I always suggest to students and to a lot of people to learn to, for example, to play without looking at the guitar, at yourself. So closing your eyes and just trying to focus on the ear, on the listening. And so psychologically, you are less involved and less, I mean, you don't feel the attention of the people on you. So actually, you become a listener of your own playing. And so you relax and you focus on the sounds, on the beauty of what you're doing. It's something that really helps, I think.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
And how do you choose the repertoire for a competition? Do you have a specific strategy or?
Or just play
Mhm.
whatever you want. Or
Yeah, it's difficult. As I told you, competitions are something that I think we should not believe too much in. So just doing that for also for knowing each other, for knowing other students and having maybe relationships and professional relationships in the future. So it's many reasons to go to a competition, not necessarily with the idea, of course, of winning and too much of uh, let's say too much interest on yourself, but of course you need a bit, and of course you need a artistic project. So you in the few minutes you are going to play in a competition, you have to know to show who you are somehow, and what is your musical taste, what could be the repertoire for your future concerts. So yes, the choice of repertoire is not so, let's say, important strategically, because I don't think you should, I mean, a student should think, okay, I have in the jury this professor, so he likes this style of playing, so
Uh-huh.
maybe I play this repertoire. I
So we
think this is
can
not
do that.
working
No?
because then the I mean, being in a competition as a jury member, I did many times, and I see that everything is quite unexpected and quite random because it's difficult to judge artistically someone. So it's just
Yeah.
a vibe that you get into the moment. So really, just my suggestion to students and competitors is just to be relaxed and to show who they are, really their personality through the repertoire. So if they feel comfortable and artistically they express better in a specific repertoire, which could be Bach, could be 19th century repertoire, or a variety of styles and periods. So why not?
Okay.
Great, great. Thank you, thank you. Just to close the competition part of this interview, what's the most valuable lesson you learned from participating in tons of contests?
Mm-hmm. Huh. The lesson. Um, the lesson was this. It was to. I, I, I mean, during the process, of course, you also discover who you are, especially if in the beginning you were not uh, so aware, and so it's normal that of course you change. I mean, I didn't competition for not too many years. It was I think 5 or 6 year maximum, and yeah, I changed a lot during the process. But I think especially after closing this period, I have to say I learned more who I was. Not so much during the competition period. Of course, some things. I mean, a bit the idea of being on a stage was less frightening for me after that period. But the best thing I have to say came after I closed this competition period, because I started really to focus on whatever I wanted to do, to look for my projects, my personal ideas a bit more than before. Because even if you try, of course, when you have competitions, you have to prepare this program for this competition, and you have the mandatory piece to learn. So it's more stress than, let's say, creativity. So I was much more free later, and now I'm also focusing after many years of after this period uh, on many personal things, a lot of chamber music, a lot of also contemporary music, and I think really the future is that it's not so much focus into competition and into solo, but also finding the things we like to do most and do it in our own way.
Sure, sure. I'm not sure, but your last one after GFA, you did some other competitions.
I don't think so. No, I think it was the last one. Yes,
The last one. Yeah.
I don't have to say, I don't remember. Yes, I think the second
Or
time
maybe
in
one of the
GFA
last.
was yes.
Okay, okay.
We saw you.
Yeah, we saw you live, like tour. You
Wait.
went there 2 or 3 times.
Twice, twice.
Twice. Okay, we saw you twice. Yeah, we saw you twice.
We have with the
Yeah,
popcorn and we. Yay, Andrea! You're awesome.
yeah,
Actually,
that's
it was at the same time a guitar festival in Mexico. So we were in the festival with a lot of guitar players, and we reunite in one house and put it on the big screen and have some beers, some popcorns, and we were cheering. Yeah, it
Yes.
was great.
yeah. I remember it was like a soccer team and like a football match, let's say. Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
Yes, yes.
yeah. Actually, it was. It was. Yeah, it felt like that. Well,
Mm.
okay.
We
We
have
have some
some
Yes, we
comments.
have
comments
some questions. Yeah.
and questions. Maestro Enrique Salmerón, saludos, gracias por estar aquí.
Oh,
Saludos, Laura y
hello.
Alex. Felicidades por traer a tan admirados maestros. Un gran abrazo, Andrea, uno de los mejores guitarristas y maestros del mundo.
Sí, un
And
grande abrazo a Enrique. I remember from many years ago in Puebla, I think we met. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Veracruz. He's a teacher there
In Jalapa.
in the university there.
Calapa,
But
okay.
I admire a lot of. He admires you, and he has a question for you. Oh, sorry, that's not the one. Here's Andrea. What advice or suggestion you can give to young students on how to study and how to focus on a competition on or
Yeah.
how to do music?
Hmm. Okay, so somehow we answer it, but I want to share also some memory that I had actually quite recently, just to really to communicate the joy and the motivation we need to go on, because for practicing, for preparing a competition, for preparing a recording, a video, what else, um, we need a lot of energy from the inside. If we don't have this inner joy, which we call motivation, but it's really something which has to be strong, then it's difficult because I mean, practicing is very hard. We know sometimes we would like to relax, but what we have to practice. So we need a compensation, a balance between the effort we do in our daily practice and activities and also the joy we get from that. And the story was that I was transcribing a piece, one of the Bach piece I published. I was already, I mean, it was a few years ago, teaching in conservatoires for the whole day. So tired in the evening after dinner, I was just trying some solutions. And then I found a tonality in which the piece was working much better, and so, wow, I discovered, a new possibility for the transcription of that piece. And then I started playing and playing and trying different fingerings with the new tonality, and I was really full of energy. Then I was so full of energy, then I didn't notice that was 1 a.m. So in the early morning, and I was in a hotel, and people were screaming from outside just to like. So this is the idea that you have so much joy and energy and creativity that you don't notice what you have around. So this is what I think we should look for. So I'm not one who says, "Oh, you have to practice like a dog, 10 hours per day, waking up." I don't know. Yeah, of course, we need to do that. But the main thing, the most important thing is to find somehow. I mean, we all have different solution for that, but to find something which remembers us how much the guitar is beautiful, how much do we love to do guitar and to hear to the music, and so to find this energy, because this is the most important thing to achieve, and which uh, makes us go on even in the difficult moments we all have in the career. So it's a very abstract
Yeah, no,
answer, but
it's very. You have to feel that fire inside of you. That yeah.
last thing, of course we can work to build that fire, so it's not something that we have or we don't have. So it's also the way we practice, the people we meet, um, the vibes we get from the place we live in. So it's many things, and to me it's also very important, especially now that I'm older, no, to recognize the importance of being with good people. So getting always good vibes from colleagues, from students, and so to choose carefully the people you work with and the people you learn, because it's very important to me to get this very honest and important joyful vibes, let's say.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for that. Carlos Martin says a coffee. You remember him?
Yes, yes. We have
A
many
chela,
memories in Zacatecas.
Cheleando con Encordando.
Un
mm,
cafecito.
Emiliano.
Emiliano, a friend from Monterrey. I would love to know your perspective of the guitar in Mexico, like a
Hmm,
person that doesn't live here, a general perspective.
okay. Yes, I have to say, I've not been so much in Mexico, so I don't know so well. I've been twice. I was touring a bit, and I know a lot of Mexican players, very good ones. So I cannot judge, let's say, and evaluate so carefully, but I see a lot of interest for the guitar, a lot of festivals, also big ones, and a lot of motivation between the students. I mean, it's like you all love to play the guitar, and actually also the level is good. So I cannot say more than that. I don't see the bad things, maybe also because and not living there and not knowing. Of course, there are some in every country we have problems. Actually, especially I have to say after the COVID and the lockdown and the increase of the importance, let's say, of the social media. Is very strange to say that in a live stream, but it's that we are all losing gradually something, and I have to say, especially the guitar is losing something if we go too much and if we close ourselves too much into the social media, because the guitar is an instrument that is very it's beautiful to see live and to see from close, because we get this connection between the movement, the gesture, and the sonority, and you can really enjoy this connection from very close, because usually the uh, concert halls for guitar are quite small, so it's like you are part of the sound process, no? So you are one with the music and one with the performer somehow, so it's very nice. And we don't get that from the distance, from the videos. Of course, it's important also to share our music or in this way, but best thing is always to have the sound experience of the guitar live, and all the countries are of course suffering a bit of that. I mean, the audience is slightly reducing, and yeah, we are too close to the online, let's say, performances than the live ones, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it has to. I think that all this online and streaming and social media stuff has to function like a way to approach people to go to the live stuff, the real stuff. You know, it's
yes.
like a hook. Hey, see this? You like it? Okay, then go there. Okay, you like it? Then go there. We are talking here. You want to know more about him? Go see him the next time he comes to Mexico or wherever you are. You know,
Yeah, no,
it
no,
has
of
to
course
work
it's
like
like
that.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
not
yeah,
like this is it and that's it. No. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
I have to ask. I know you well. In your resume it says you have two guitars, the Walter Verrate and Hermann Hauser. Those are the only two you have?
Uh, yes, actually, I have a lute by David Rubio. Then, yes, I have actually three guitars by Walter Verrate, who is actually yes, he's my personal, let's say, guitar maker, because also we know since many years, and I'm always following him. I have three different models. I have a lattice bracing, which is the one I was playing for many years, but actually, you would never say it is a lattice bracing instrument because it's very normal volume, but very beautiful sonority. So it works very well. And now I'm a bit more into traditional models. So actually, I changed my taste during the last years, because when I was recording the Tasman CD, but also the Castelnuovo Tedesco CD, I was doing with guitars from the past. I used the Friedrich for the first one and Hauser the second for the Castelnuovo Tedesco. And actually, in the beginning, it took me a while to understand, especially the Hauser the second, because it's not a kind of guitar that you just play. You have really to understand and to explore how to get the best sound and best sonorities from that instrument. So it took me, let's say, a year to understand that guitar very well. And after that, now I think I can. I mean, I can play better, much more the traditional, especially the Torres, Garcia, Hauser. So these instruments built and conceived in the last part of the 20th century, or end of the 19, let's say. So I enjoy these guitars. I also have a Hauser the Third, which is also a very beautiful guitar. But I'm playing more for recordings and for other projects.
Great. Really. Do you have some kind of repertoire that you prefer to playing one than another? You have like
Hmm.
something
No,
predefined or no?
no, I like flexible guitars. I think the guitar is an instrument which is very flexible and with the also with the colors, with the timbre exploration can be close to, let's say, a harpsichord when we want, if we want, and closer to a violin in another way. So it's really a versatile instrument, and with our explorations of the sound, we can give these illusions and this magic. So this is important for me, the flexibility of the instrument. If an instrument is too stable on one type of sound, to me, it's not so good. But it's my taste.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there a phrase that some teacher or some friend or colleague or maybe a familiar or someone told you that impacted your musical life? Like something you always remember, I don't know, before going to
Yes.
stage or
Yes, I
what
have one actually. I have one from Oscar Giglia, which I mean, it was during a masterclass. I have to say, Oscar Giglia was a very particular artist. Of course, he was a great artist, also a poet. No, then of course he had also a very particular personality and some other people. I met only. I have to say, my experience with him was really very nice. So I met really a very beautiful artist. And I have to say, his lessons um, are still no doing something inside of me. I mean, it was like more than 15 years ago. I mean, a lot of years. But still, I have something making me think. And was very particular that once during a masterclass I was playing some Tasman, I think, and he said that music, especially polyphony, is always about humanity. It's like you are like you see people talking and also sharing emotions all together into a piece. So it's like he was imagining for every piece like a speech between people and human beings, saying something really nice and expressive. So it was a very nice image to me, like a dialogue,
Mhm.
continuous dialogue between people, but really feeling the energy of the people. So sometimes when we lose also the motivation, is also another way, to imagine that it's not only notes written, and it's not only ink on the paper, but it's also something more, and it's not only emotion, it's something, alive, let's say. So to conceive music as a alive dialogue, and it was very important to me.
Nice.
So, Andrea, what's the most weird or funny thing that ever happened to you during a performance?
Huh. During a performance. Once, yes, I have one. Yes, yes, yes. This is nice. It was a con it was a concert in the south of Italy many, many years ago. And of course, it can happen, no, that someone in the audience has his phone and he receives a call and you hear, so the phone was ringing. And this can happen. But it was an old woman and she answered the call. And it was, yes, yes, I'm in the concert of this player. Yeah, yes, quite good. Yeah, yeah. No, no, I come back later. No. Yeah. So I could even hear everything. So I just wanted to participate, maybe. No, all good. Huh? I could even participate in the conversation, maybe. Yeah, it was quite strange, but yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
What are your
Yeah, this are good.
favorite songs to play?
Uh-huh. Favorite songs. songs you
Your
mean
favorite
not
one?
classical
No,
or
no, no, work, any music. I mean,
any
like I
music?
love this sonata or
Ah,
this,
okay,
I don't know,
okay.
whatever.
No, in classical music, let's say it's part of the change. I mean, it's in some moments I like
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I
I
know.
always
Right now, right now.
yes, yeah, I always liked a lot the neoclassical composer, let's say, so Castelnuovo Tedesco, Tasman, the one who wrote for Segovia, so this style a bit polyphonic, not too much guitaristic, so you can even discover more your identity, I think, because it's not too guitaristic. But now, right now, actually, I'm enjoying even more the very, I mean, guitaristic pieces, especially from the 19th century. Like I'm playing even music by Carulli, which I never did in the past. And of course, you have to, for example, now I mentioned Carulli. In this case, you have to be very careful because Carulli wrote a lot of music because he was selling a lot actually, but you don't find a very good medium quality. But there are some pieces very high level, very well conceived, and which is really great music close to Cimarosa, to the Italian masters, also to the Viennese style, let's say. And in this case, you are much more, let's say, you're somehow less free because he was a guitarist and he knew exactly what he wanted. So we have a very strict fingering, which is also articulation. So it's very nice to understand also the perspective of the player without putting your ideas of fingerings. And then also I'm doing right now also a lot of contemporary music. So it's many things in different uh, directions.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. You've been in Mozarteum a couple of years right now.
Yes.
What can we expect if we go to take classes from you there? What kind of teacher is Andrea de Vitis?
Haha, I'm not so strong, I have to say. I'm too kind, maybe. No, but no, I enjoy always working with the students, and the idea is really to help them to discover their personality and, of course, to guide them, but also understanding them. For example, I this year I have some new students from bachelor's or starting from the first year of university, and in the first semester, actually, we are doing things. Of course, we are reading pieces, getting ready for concerts, and actually, they already played some concerts in the university. But it's very important to me to know them. So, not to guide them too much. I need, especially this first period, to understand what are their limits, what are their good things, what is their practice style, what they should improve without, I mean, forcing them too much into a direction. I don't have a precise schedule for everybody. So I just get to know them, and individually then we make a plan for the future. And I see that this, I mean, also in the past I was teaching in universities in Italy, and I see that this works quite a lot. And yeah, then of course we also look for personalized repertoire. Of course, we study the main things or important things of repertoire we have, but then also not be curious of creating a program which makes sense for yourself, and so to have a message when you go to play it for the audience. I think this is very important even for myself, when I see that I offer a program which has a message. So let's say a combination of variations, or a evolution of a form, let's say, or a special comparison between styles. And so when there is a message, actually the audience remembers this message better than a normal concert with mixed pieces. So I think uh, trying to understand the importance of the message is also very important for my teaching. So to share with them the passion of building something, an artistic project which will be, I mean, will go on after, also after leaving me as a professor, let's say.
Mhm, mhm.
That sounds amazing.
And then we do also many projects. We are doing also a crazy contemporary music ensemble because it's quite nice because especially some younger students are not so used of improvising contemporary music or to play some kind of almost improvisative pieces. And actually, I think this helps a lot because you do with other people around, so you are not alone in understanding a piece which sometimes has a, let's say, a very difficult semiotic or graphic partitura. But you are together with other people and also enjoying a bit more. And so you have a first experience with this kind of music, which is fun, let's say. And then you get very confident also with this music, and you bring this energy also when you study other repertoires. And sometimes, especially after these experiences of contemporary music in an ensemble, they listen themselves much better. So they listen what they are doing as a member of the ensemble, but also as a soloist. So it helps a lot the focus on the sound, on the interpretation, and the feeling, general feeling of the performer.
Wow. I want to be there.
Yeah. You're there. Is Elliot Fish still there? Right.
No, no, no. Actually,
No.
he left. He left when I came. So it was the chair, let's say, after the retirement. Yes, of Elliot. He
Oh,
did
okay. I
last
didn't know
year
that.
the yes. He did last year the last concert in Mozarteum. Yes, and then now he left.
Wow. Oh, and who else is there like in the
We
guitar
are
like
many. We are so many. We there is Laura Young, Marco Tamayo, then two yes, then two new professor of pedagogy, which are Bojana Pavlova and Giuseppe Feola from Italy, also teaching in Basel. And then we have two assistants of Elliot who now are teaching in an autonomous way, Kostas Tosidis and Cecilio Pereira. So we are so many.
this? Yeah.
Yes. And still, actually, still also Isabel Sievers, still teaching pedagogy, a bit in Innsbruck and a bit in Salzburg. So it's really a army of guitarists.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A good one.
Yes.
You should do like an ensemble. How many are you? Like a octet or maybe 12 or I don't know.
That
It will
would
be
be
great.
nice.
Like one song or two pieces, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah,
skip.
no, no.
We skip one question
I
from the
think.
audience
Yes.
from Facebook. We are live in Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram and TikTok, the four social medias. So remember, everyone who's listening to us, to leave your questions or comments to Andrea de Vitis. We will read them. And here's one from Facebook. Daniel Mendoza says, técnica actual de su limado de uñas. How do you do your
Shape.
Uh-huh.
nails? Do your nails. Yeah.
But usually on the strings. It's not my personal thing. I put some paper, the paper we usually use, on the string using my position and then trying different techniques. I think
Yeah.
it is the only way to understand how do we need to shape our nails. So, and then also I mean, now I know the shape I need for myself, but I never suggest too much to the students a specific shape because it's a process also to discover together and also, I mean, individually by the students. But this trick helps a lot. No, just to not to make it longer somehow, to let them grow for a while, and then to use a lot the paper on the strings, and to see which part is getting, I mean, it's shorter, shortened because of the paper, and then you understand a bit how to do the nails. But I'm also someone who thinks that the nails are important, the shape is very important, but the touch is much more important. So um, the energy and the control of the fingers it's much more important than the shape of the nail. Of course, then to use some techniques, we need also very careful shaped nail, but we can get the same thing with a stronger touch, let's say, in some situations. So the control of the movements is even more important than the uñas, of the nails.
The nails. Well, okay, thank you, thank you. What do you use like last step to do the final polish? What do you use?
I have
Like
to say nothing
paper?
special. The same paper I use for them. It's I don't know if in Mexico there is the same kind of numbers for the, but it's 2000 nail, so
2000
it's not too sophisticated even. So it's a normal paper
with a
for the
yellow
nail.
back.
Yeah, that one. Yes, especially.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Andrea,
Yeah.
if you could only play one song for the rest of your life, what will it be? One song,
One piece.
one piece.
It would be an improvisation. Would be an improvisation, I think. So it could
Ah,
be only always
sure.
different. No, I don't know. It's but I think really I would like more to improvise than to play the same song for the rest of my life. So yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes, cool answer.
Smart answer.
Yeah.
I will be stuck in there like I can't I can answer that.
Okay, otherwise would have been some Bach music. Yes. If I really had to choose one, maybe I don't choose one, but it would be something like that. I mean,
Something
yes.
from back. Thank you. The big one. ¿Cuál te gusta?
Um,
She's deciding what question. What please name us like two or three maybe favorite books, any topic like novels or poetry or maybe something from about music or something.
Mhm.
Two or three books you love, you think that you will recommend to any student or anyone who wants to learn or become more like closer to
Mhm.
your way of
Mhm.
playing it, will be.
Yeah. In general, I suggest to be really in touch with all the arts. So also not to focus especially in in something. Books, yes, are very important, but also especially I think it's very important visual art. So to go to museums and to experiment this synesthesia, no, that you see something which inspires you artistically, or you, so not only about, yeah, also the books are a very good source of imagination, of course, because we get a lot of imagination possibilities from also the writing. But I really think that for especially for the guitar, the imagination when we play is really a lot towards the colors, not even a specific shape. Is something quite visual. So I would recommend mostly really to visit and to see some paintings from the past, even when we play something from Baroque, to see paintings from the Baroque period, and we discover that of course there is the order of the Baroque, so the idea of the balance, but also a lot of surprise and then unexpected contrasts. So it's not sometimes, and this was actually also in the music. So we see that sometimes the idea that we have, even from the books actually, is in the art, in the other form of art, is surprising. And that's why the painting and the use of colors is to me very close to what we do.
Mm.
Nice.
Órale. Pintura más cercana.
Mhm.
Okay, and last one of your favorite three movies. What movies can you like
Oh,
recommend?
movies.
Also,
I don't
any
have a
topic, any kind, any genre.
yes. I have to say I don't have a great uh, culture of movies. Yeah, I see something, but I'm not so focused into movies. I have to confess. Even nowadays, TV. TV series, I try TV series. I try really to avoid because I know that I could be completely
Book.
dependent from that. So I really try to avoid completely. No, but no, I don't have idea. But I don't have something to suggest about movie.
Okay, okay, okay. It's okay. Well, if you could have like in a crazy thought a superpower, what it will be,
Wow.
and and how will you use it in your art, in your music?
Okay. Okay, but I can tell maybe to convince people to like contemporary music, and I mean not to like, but not to have the prejudice against contemporary music, because something which sounds always very strange to me. I mean, I'm not a hero of contemporary music. I like to play all the all the repertoire from the Baroque to 19th century, 20th century. I play also contemporary music. I only cannot understand some people say no, the guitar has to be like that because it is like that. So it is only something related to the past, to a neo or post-romantic nature, and at the same time, maybe the same people they listen to rock music, to metal, to the most, I mean, powerful kind of music you can imagine, in which even one note is dissonant already because of the distortion. So I only don't understand this contrast between people who maybe they hear a lot of modern music, but then on the guitar they think no, it's not possible to do the
Yeah.
same sonorities on the guitar. So I would like to find a way with this superpower to to show them this yeah, this contrast, which to me is just about hearing the sound, and to be able to listen and not to judge, because especially nowadays, maybe even because of the social media, but also in the past, we judge very easily. So
Yeah.
it's like we should learn to not just to get the vibes and the inspirations without, so accepting without judging too much.
It's kind of hard. I
Yes.
don't think that the prejudgment against like contemporary music is only for in the guitar. It's in everywhere, everywhere. I mean,
Yes.
but it's hard to appreciate, to learn, or to know how to listen to that music.
Hmm.
And there, I became with some pieces or works that are extremely crazy for me. You know, that doesn't make any sense to me. Not everything, but like the hardcore ones are really hard to get. And I've even tried. I I listen something and I think that's crazy. That's just like I'm sorry, a baby doing stuff in the guitar. You know, like it's really crazy. It doesn't make sense. And I talked to the composer and what do you mean? What you say? Well, how do you do it? Why? And it became sometimes it clicks and oh, I get it now, and it's awesome. But not always. And so
I
yeah,
know, I
so this,
know.
I'm still thinking. I don't know.
But it's you're right. I
It's
mean,
hard. It's hard.
I agree somehow, because it's only a kind of music. I mean, of course, then there are beautiful music and less inspired music also in the contemporary music. It's not all gold in any case,
Of course.
but it's in any case something that you have to, let's say, hear twice sometimes to understand. Also, when I get some composition at the first reading, I sometimes I don't understand the direction of the piece, and then
Mhm.
I take a while, and but every time it's a discovery which builds something inside me. And then also sometimes I also think to some comparisons to other repertoire. So sometimes when I play Telur by Tristan Murai, which also apparently is very crazy piece. But it's okay. The composition is very high level, so it's very refined and really best we can imagine. But also the problem is for a listener is the imagination, because what do we imagine when you hear this? Actually, I we also with some friends, I put some comparison between the beginning of Telur and a piece by Depeche Mode. I have to say it's very similar. So why we judge so much Telur? So it's really really even the same notes, I have to say, the same notes. And same noises sometimes, because also in the electronic music we hear when we and I don't go so much, but when you go to disco, I mean, it's same kind of music, same, not same, but the noise we experiment in many situations of our life, musical situation and not musical, but it's still sound. So it's this is my idea of judgment. So that sometimes when we see on the guitar, even if we are guitar players or not, we don't get this connection, especially because we have another experience on the guitar. We don't get the connection with other repertoires or even other kind of music, other genres of music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's it's kind of hard. Well, we are reaching the end of this podcast.
We have
A couple of
last
questions
of the audience. Like Alberto Hernandez Juarez. What
Mhm.
repertoire do you like playing?
Okay, we kind of answered it, but yes, in general,
Yeah,
let's
you're right.
say yes, yes. I mean, I was saying that in this part of my life, I'm mostly into also discovering some new things like contemporary music, but also 19th century repertoire that I never played so much. And sometimes also this discovery is because of some instruments I'm playing. So especially because now I'm more focused into traditional guitars and also having experience with very old guitars, also guitars from the 19th century. I get to know more the sonorities and the needs of this kind of guitars. So I'm appreciating even more than playing the same pieces on the modern guitar of today. So I'm enjoying in this moment also some different kind of repertoires using guitars from the past and guitars that I have now for myself.
Mm. And one last question from the audience.
And it's not a
Uh-huh.
question.
Oh, probably most people think that art is just about pleasure or beauty, but chaos can be art too, or anger or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, I
that's
mean it was connected to the talk about contemporary music, but yes, you're right, because in the I mean, as I was saying before, if we see some paintings or other forms of art from the 20th century, even from 1 century ago, we see that noise and chaos is part of the art and of everyday life somehow. So somehow we should accept. Then we don't need to not to listen only to that, of course. Sometimes we, as a human being, we need pleasure and beauty. Sometimes we need chaos to no to give us energy, and sometimes we need a relaxation, so we go to it's like if you go to to see sometimes a horror movies, the same kind of vibes you get sometimes. No,
Yeah.
sometimes you need hunger on or chaos or to be frightened, and sometimes you need just to relax. So it's the variety of things we can get from music is really wide. So I think it's not it's nice to sacrifice something, because we can get a fuller experience if we accept without judging.
mm-hmm,
Yes.
mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
Agree.
Well, let me talk to you. A quick thing. When
Yeah.
I was studying in my school, a teacher told us related to these cows and other things that can be considered art. He said, "Imagine Jesus Christ's life right now, and we kill him today. people will not have like a cross in their chests hanging or a cross everywhere, or there are a lot of paintings from Jesus Christ in the cross and stuff. Uh, but we will have an electric chair with a dead body seated on it, and that's a much stronger image for you because it is like translated to your time. But it's crazy to think that if that happened today, we will have all electric chairs hanging in our chests, or maybe like the Jesus Christ from Velasquez. It will be the big one. It's amazing. It will be not a cross. It will be like an electric chair and with a fried body in it, and it's really mind blowing the way you twist things and how you now appreciate like art or beautiful. I mean, I saw that the Velasquez Jesus Christ, and it's amazing. And then when I saw it, I was like really moved. And knowing that and translating to this time, it became oh what the fuck. Yeah, but that's kind of the everything can be with the special touch become art, and it's great. It's amazing.
Yes,
Well,
we please.
no, I was going to close. We have reached 1 hour. I think you have like time pressure. So, well, you were saying,
Thank you so much. No, it was nice. Yes, I mean, this kind of topics we can talk for hours, especially art
yeah,
and yeah, artistic perspectives. That's the beauty also of of what we do. And so yes, sometimes also talking with students about some interpretation and some choices. I mean, I I say in the beginning that we can talk for days and nobody's right in any case, and that's the beauty of the process. Just
that's
just
true.
to share ideas and to see and to get inspired by that. So yeah, that's what I'm saying again. That the judgment is different because
We
judgment
have
is
had
one way.
some
Yeah,
we have
no, but
had some podcasts that lasts about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Like we go deep into talking about art and music and perspectives, insights. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so if you have like 3 or 4 hours someday free and you want to chat with us with a
okay,
coffee or a beer,
We can do that.
okay.
you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah, also for you is Sunday morning, so I think it's
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a sacrifice we're willing to do for
For the guitar.
for the guitar.
congratulations for this. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was
Andrea,
awesome.
yeah, thank you for joining us today and sharing
Sharing.
your thoughts, your insights. We are so happy
Yeah.
to
have you.
have you.
To see you again.
Yeah, and thank you all the viewers, no?
Yeah.
For being here.
Thank you so much. We'll see you the next one.
Y visiten encordando.com.
Visiten encordando.com. El próximo Cheleando con Encordando va a ser con Ileana Matos, así que estén atentos. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you,
See you.
Andrea.
Ciao, it was a pleasure. Ciao to everyone.
A
Bye.
pleasure.
Pleasure.
This is from Mexico.
Ciao. Hola.